Angela would have to take me with her, and she would cut out of school or be smoking in the schoolyard, and then I would go home. Of course, I was 6 years younger than her, and I would tell my mother, Angela's smoking.
And listen, not everybody's going to agree with my decision. I can give a fuck less. You're in that position, it's you who got to face it, then you do what you need to do.
Little Ciancaglini, he gets to the jail and
steal cars from Maryland and take them to Delaware to a chop shop.
The inside prison in Thailand, as well as what Victor Malarek, the reporter, did to get me out of there.
And I sat down and thought about it for the longest time. Okay, but once I made up my mind, it was about survival. I need to take care of my kids and take care of my family. And when a guy's not being loyal to you, how could you be loyal to him?
Welcome to Chattin with Staxx. Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Bobby Luisi. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain.
Yeah, I see you all over the place. You're making waves in the podcast community, man.
I see that. All those
a lot of
people like me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid them. They're like, this is their headquarters. So how's Paulie doing?
Paulie's doing great. He was gonna come out tonight. He's got a few personal things to do tonight, so I took his spot. So that's good.
What's good, Oliver? How you doing?
Hey, Oliver.
So yeah, man. Did you watch that special about Sammy last night?
Yeah, I watched it. It was a good show. I seen him do better shows, in his earlier years, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. There's a lot of people that it's all right. I think there's a little bit of a delay. There's a lot of people that we're associated with that were in that special.
Oh yeah. Anthony Ruggiano,
Larry Mazza.
Yeah, Larry Mazza. Did I say Mazzone? I think I did. I meant Larry Mazza. I've been screwing up a lot of names lately, but that's my buddy, Larry.
Yeah, man, they're all good guys.
I did his show. There's Mob TV is coming out. It's going to be like a Netflix channel, and it's going to be a lot of mob content. And I flew down to Vegas. I did his show, so we're going to watch that. Yeah, that'll be like an app that's going to come up on the TV like Netflix.
That's awesome, man.
Join. Yeah, and it's going to be mob shows. It's going to be old mob movies. There'll be a lot of different things on there. So I'm excited for that, for Larry, for that to come out.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't know what it was. Do you know when it's coming out?
He's not sure. They're doing everything now. They're getting, I guess, it's not just one TV. You got to go to all these different stations and do these different things. So they're working on that right now. But like I said, it's going to be Mob TV. Larry's show on there will be The Life. Yeah. And, he's going to have some good interviews.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas soon too, so I'll probably run into him there. I know there's going to be a lot of interviews I'm going to do from Vegas. I got a lot of things planned, so
nice, very good.
Sky's the limit, man. I've been striving to do better things and just change things up, and that's what I'm doing.
Oh, even my station, I was getting discouraged. It was at a standstill for a little while, but now I'm almost up to 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
We got a few more to go. I'll be at 7,000. I'm in the 6,900s, and 10,000 will come fast enough. Just got to be patient.
Hey, before you know it, you'll have 100,000, and then you'll have 1 million, and you'll be like, "Damn, I remember when I had 7,000."
Yeah.
You just got to be consistent and dedicated, and keep pumping content out. What's up, little Mario? How you doing, man? Now, if anybody has any questions for Bobby, just let me know in the chat, and I'll put the comment up, and we'll get into some of his story. So, Bobby, when did you go down to Philly, and how did you get involved with being able to go down to Philly? Like, were you introduced to all these guys before your father passed, or what was
no, that not my father. My friend Frank Rossi. Frankie was a bad guy, bank robber, murderer. Did time in Lewisburg with Ralph Natali. At that time, Ralph was the front man for Joey Melino, running the Philly family with Joey. And by the way, Ralph just passed away. I just did a little show on that. Anyway, so Frankie kept asking me to go down and meet them, and I finally went down. I went down to Cherry Hill to the pub. I met Ralph there. I had a few meetings with Ralph. They went really well. At that time, I was a proposed guy in the Petriarca family, but that wasn't looking good at the time. There was a lot of beef starting to go on in the inside, you know. So I reached out. I reached out to New York, and I reached out to Philadelphia. I went down there. I ended up meeting Giorgio Borghese, Joey Melino, and the rest of the crew, and started hanging down there for a little while. I got proposed in the family, and that took a little time, a short time to get to the people. But go ahead, Staxx.
Do the people in the patriarchal family, do they get mad because you're going down to Philly and associating these people? Do they have?
But there was nothing they could do about it. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah, do they bring up a beef? Do they do they bring a beef up? Yeah.
Not really. There was not much they could do. No one would listen to them at the time. You know, I was too strong. They couldn't take me down. My crew was too big. So, you know, when I went down to Philly, I was already a boss up there. I just wasn't made, you know.
Yeah.
And so when I went to Philly, you know, you get checked out, everything, you know, they go through procedures. And then I got made down there. And after I got made, I became a captain. A little procedure there, became a captain, and then they made my crew.
Bobby, out of all the mob guys you say there were in life or associated on YouTube, what person can you relate to the most?
Well, I'd have to say it would be, it's like a duality with me. It would be Mike Francis, he's a friend of mine, and Sammy the Bull. Because I understand Sammy's side and I understand Mike's side. You know, because like Mike, I'm also a Christian. I was a pastor for a short time. I got a Christian book up on Amazon. I pastored for a short time, and I was a teacher. I understand what Mike's doing. But I also understand Sammy's philosophy with Cosa Nostra. So I relate pretty good to those two guys. I also relate good with Anthony Ruggiano, Larry Mazzone, Jumpin' Easy. So, I mean, it's a bunch of good guys, you know.
Yeah, man. There's some that I prefer not to name, but
well,
that I don't deal with. But you haven't named any of them.
Yeah.
When were you made? Elijah wants to know.
I was made, I think it was 77 or 78 I was made. I forget the date.
So when you were going to be proposed with the patriarchal family, around what year was that?
That was the early 90s. That was the early 90s. And then a few years later, a war broke out up in Boston.
Oliver Barr used to prank call most Barr and use the name. These dudes are talking about Bart Simpson episodes. Staxx and Bobby, two good guys changing their lives around for the better. Keep it
Thank
up,
you, Jim.
lads. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. How hard do you find it to change your life?
Well, it's a gradual thing. It didn't happen right away. I mean, I found God on the street. I found Christ on the street. I've told the story 15 months before I went away. And by the time I went away, I was already disillusioned with the life, and I wanted to get out of it. And luckily, in 1999, I got picked up, and I did 14 years of prison. So in that course of the 14 years really turned my life around. Prison really helped me do that, because if I stayed on the street, I wouldn't have been able to. Because even though on the street I was going to church and you know, seeking Christ and all of that, I was still a mob boss.
When you were a kid, did you go to church then with your family and stuff?
No, I
growing
mean,
up?
I was a Roman Catholic. Was baptized, communion, confirmation.
Yeah, so
You
you
know,
had that instilled in you from a young age, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Real My Radio Network wants to know, is there anything in that life that you miss and you would go back to if you could?
Well, I miss the lifestyle. I'm not going to lie about that. The glamour of the life, the allure of the life. I miss all that. I miss being somebody, you know. But Paul in that pink veil. What's up, buddy? And I do miss that. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the treachery side of the life, the dark side of the life. I don't miss that. I would never go back to it. But I did like being Bobby Luisi. I'm not going to lie about that.
Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate you, man. Born and raised in South Philly, lived up in Maine now. Much love. Thanks for the content, Staxx. No problem, bro. How you doing, Staxx? What up? What's good?
All right, what's
Bobby,
this one?
did you ever fear for your life or your family if you messed up or something?
Well, you always have to fear, if there's ever a problem. Like if I messed up and I got in trouble with the mob guys, that's what he's talking about, Yeah, you got to worry about that. But if you stay in the straight and narrow, you really don't have to worry. And then once I got
situations, is there any situations you remember maybe that you were fearful of? Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or was there people that were maybe threatening you?
Listen, every step that I made to take control in Boston, I upset somebody. And after a while, you just stop caring. There was a few moves made. We were careful. I had to be careful every day. But there wasn't a fear to an extent that I didn't do my business. I didn't come out of my house, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, and when you did move, you'd move a certain way? Would you move a certain way? If things
absolutely.
were like,
Well, you got to remember one thing, Staxx, while we're talking. We had several years of a war up here. A lot of guys got killed. My friends got killed. Enemies got killed. They were hunting us. We were hunting them. You had to stay on your toes. You couldn't just be lackadaisical out there. Every day when you went out with a gun, and, there was a good chance you might not come home. But you can't let that fear overcome you.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to go with that fear. You got to work with that fear, and you have to overcome that fear. If you can't overcome it, then you can't be in the life.
No, I didn't see that. The book's opening up. What decides when it's done, if you don't mind? What makes the books open up? Like, is there a reason for them to open up?
Well, the books will close up into the 70s. This is what he's asking about, talking about being a mate guy. The books opened up in the 70s. They started recruiting again and bringing people into the families. Of course, there were a lot of guys out there, during the 60s and 70s that were looking to get in, hoping to be mate guys, proposed guys, mate guys. The books were open right up until the 90s. We know there was just a ceremony up here not long ago. There was a ceremony in 2015 in Philadelphia. So the books are remaining open as far as I know. And I don't see any decision to close them. I don't think any power in New York now is going to want to close those books because the mob is diminished everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same beast it once was.
No.
Bobby, is there any situations maybe with your own crew where you were fearful, like like sensing jealousy or treachery from anybody around you, like in your your
that's everyday life,
circle?
my friend. That's everyday life in the streets with everybody. The guys that I made that were my inner circle, I wasn't worried with them. We all worked together. We all had our places and our jobs, and we all did them. Going outside my circle, yeah. You got to be careful with everybody. There's always somebody that's trying to use, there's all usurpers out there trying to take you out.
Jenny P wants to know, hi, Staxx. Ask Bobby how he first heard about Vlad TV and if he was nervous going on.
I first heard about Vlad TV from my buddy Staxx. Right. And when Staxx went there, he put my name in, didn't you, Staxx? You told him
Yes,
about
I
it?
did. Boom.
Yeah, there we go. And Vlad was interested, and Vlad wanted to interview me. And I ended up, was I nervous on the show? No, I was a little frustrated because, you know, a lot of these guys, they look on Google, Wikipedia, and that's not the truth of everything. So I told Vlad, and I was a little frustrated with him because some of the questions that he asked me and the knowledge that he didn't have. I don't pretend to have knowledge of everybody that I interview. I don't. I know their basis, you know, their base story, and I go off of that, and I let them talk.
Yeah.
You know, but Vlad sits there on a couch. He wasn't even in the room with me, you know, and over a screen, and he's asking me these questions. So I had to correct him a few times.
Yeah. I think sometimes he tries to do that to people and tries to kind of okey doke them, you know? I think he does.
He wasn't going to okey doke me. That was for damn sure, you know?
This dude says, why isn't Staxx talking about what happened to Ramundi? Because I don't know what happened to Ramundi. When I find out, I'll let you know. Okay? Bobby, are you still a participating preacher? If so, do you have a contact? Will he answer? Joe gives him a second. So are you practicing it? Preaching?
I haven't.
Being a preacher?
I haven't been preaching. What I decided to do, and I talked to Paulie about it, we're going to attach another channel to our channel on YouTube. I had a YouTube ministry years ago. It's up there under Alonzo Esposito. Some of my teachings are still up there if anybody wants to go look. But I'm going to start new teachings now. That's what we decided to do.
That's
to get
awesome,
back into
man.
the ministry side. Thank you.
I got a copy of your book. I'm going to show it here. If you guys want to check out Bobby's show, just go to the description of this video. Here's Bobby's book.
Yeah, that's God Plans Revealed. I wrote most of that book in prison. I published it when it came out. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. People are going up there and buying it.
What's the premise of the book?
All right. What the book is, it's a summary of a creationism course that I used to teach. And it breaks down the book from Genesis all the way to Revelations in a historical timeline according to the Bible. And there's a lot of good information in there. You know, what I did is when I was teaching these classes, you know, I wanted to turn these lay people into like mini theologians. I wanted them to get an understanding of the Bible. And I was able to do that with a lot of people. You know, a lot of people go to church. They go to their pastors, whatever, Catholic church, whatever. But a lot of people don't really read the Bible. They really don't know the true stories behind it. So I try to bring that light to people through the book and through my teachings.
Yeah. I try to understand things that I read. Like I really try to break them down so I understand them fully instead of just reading something just to read it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Did you see any made guys try to jam up any other made guys over something small, like not liking him personally or something, like trying to throw people under the bus maybe, or you know how one guy gets made before the other one?
Happens all the time in every crew. You know, there's always a line of jealousy. People want to know why this other guy went first. Why does he have this and I don't have it? You know, this is what happens every day. You know, being a boss of a crew, you got to be like a referee. And I'm in between all these pillars. You know, sometimes it gets a little tough, but, you know, you manage to do it. But yeah, there's treachery every day.
Sometimes people want to rip their heads off, right? Each other, and you're the one in the middle trying to stop them.
Yeah, well, they know the laws and the rules, and no one's putting hands on anybody unless I do it. You know, so
yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to know. Is it okay for a boss to put their hands on a soldier if it
That
comes
should
down
never,
to it.
you know, it should never happen. And our thing, you're not supposed to put hands. Male guys are never supposed to be touched. I seen a Soprano episode where he whacked around a male guy. What's his name? I can't remember. It does happen.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen. Sometimes it's better to get a whack in the mouth instead of getting a bullet in the head.
Got that right. Sean Box, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Great show, Staxx, Bobby. Good to see you, Paisan. Great Italian section in Boston. Yeah, me and Bobby went through there, man. Right? Personally drove me through there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I showed it to you. I showed you that.
Great times.
Yeah.
During the war, are there sets of rules you have to play by when you're at war with other crews? And when you're locked up, are the rules you conduct your business different?
Well, listen, being in prison, well, let me say something on the street, the way that we were up here in Boston. You know, if we were after a guy, but he was driving in the car with his wife, his kids, you know, we pass on that. We never wanted to involve any family members, not even children, even older sons. We never want to, if they weren't involved in the life, we didn't involve them. So we did have rules, even in the war. We did do that.
Cousin Paulie, how you doing, man? EP Sherry's Bobby Sher P.U. Know who
is that right?
Sure do. He's writing a little I don't know, little jingle or something.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Poo. I don't know. Ramondi got caught sucking the cream out of a little Chinaman. What did he say?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Dudes are crazy. When you are at war in prison, I guess, do the rules change on how you conduct the business?
I've been in many fights in prisons, but I was never at war in prison. And yes, rules change in there. You know.
Hey, Joe C, you suck a dick. Peace out. Some people, man, they got no respect. None. Shout out to Jimmy Calandra and Bobby and Staxx. Got Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy just did my show. I'll tell you, the show.
Yeah, I watched it, man. You saw my comments, right?
Yes, of course I did. And let me tell you, you know, I usually I do the live show. I'll get 1,000, 1,500. Me and Paulie. You know, with Jimmy on there, we got to 3,000 in a day. Everybody loves Jimmy.
3,000 were watching that live?
No, by the next 24 hours, I think we had 3,000.
Yeah, that's good numbers, man.
Yeah, that's good.
I really want to know what Bobby has to say. I'm not even trolling. I really want to know what Bobby has to say.
I don't want that. Ask a question.
He asked the question about being in prison.
Oh, that's
when you're at war in prison. So when you're in prison, were you in prison and controlling things on the street still?
As soon as I went in, when I was in Plymouth when they first locked me up. You know, that's a holding here before you go to trial. And I was down in Plymouth. I was down in Ludlow. I was down in Northampton. And no, as soon as I went in, my cousin Paulie was the acting captain. I really, besides collecting some money, I really didn't put any input on what they were doing out there.
He said, I knew he demanded respect. I always remember that meeting, whether he remembers this redhead Italian or not. I knew he demanded respect. I met Bobby with my cousin, Bobby Raisins, he said, when I was a kid.
Oh, really, huh?
That's what he said. Wow. He said he met you before.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. God bless you, Christopher. I'm glad you're doing well.
Big boy Blue. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Elijah.
Was there more money to be made in Boston with your crew? Is that why you left Philly? Or was that Joey's idea of making more money for Philly family, like sending you back up to Boston?
No, Joey didn't send me. Let me get this straight. Joey didn't send me anywhere. I was born and raised in Boston, in Little Italy. I went down to Philly. I never stayed in Philly for any length of time, maybe a weekend. That was it. I was a branch of the Bruno Scaffo mob out of Philadelphia. I had a faction up in Boston. I was always a Boston guy. There were no Philly guys in my crew. You know, I never intended to be in Philadelphia or live there. Although I used to go a lot to Escape. I loved South Philly and being with the guys.
Would you have to kick up to them?
Huh?
Sorry for interrupting you, man. Did you have to kick up to Philly?
Oh, of
for
course.
being
I was a captain. I was a
for
captain.
being connected for being connected with them? That's the way the money goes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was one of Joey's capos. Yeah. I was up in Boston and the boss of my crew. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say that I was the boss of Boston because there was another family up there. But I was probably at one time the most powerful boss up there, in Boston. You know, but I was never a Philly guy, ever.
Did you interact with the New Jersey family? Like the Paras?
No, I never did. You know, I was with all the Cavalcanti and Jersey guys in prison, but I never interacted with them on the street.
Do you keep in touch with any of your past life pals, or is it all left behind?
Well, I got to tell you the truth. There's 3 of us that hang together are couples, you know, between here and Springfield, made guys still, and associates. And most of us are back together again. So to answer your question, yes. But we're all doing legit things. And everybody that's associated and I'm around, we don't do anything illegal anymore.
Do you lose your rank when you go to prison?
No, you don't.
Your power?
No. You know, you got to realize something. I mean, there's like Vic Amuso, still the boss of the Lucchese family. He's in prison. But there's a street boss. So he only has so much control.
Yeah.
You know, when I went away, I left someone to be an acting captain. He was taking care of everything when I was gone, whatever problems there were.
Yeah.
You know, once I went in, I didn't even really want to know anything. I got to be honest with you. You know, there was money picked up, things like that. That was about it. Everyday business, I could care less about.
Defeated Dixon says, why did you not confront the old man when he was alive? I don't know.
I couldn't. Listen, Ralphie was in other units. He wasn't with me. And there was no way for me to confront him after we went to prison. He went into the witness protection program.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was hard to get in touch with. I know that.
Yeah, well, I really wouldn't even want to get in touch with him, you know. But then he did Valuetainment, and that was just a ridiculous interview.
He was gonna come on my show, man. I had him planned.
You could even see Patrick's face during that interview. He was kind of disgusted. He really was.
Yeah,
you could see it.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, it was a little wild, and he wasn't expecting that. But
he was making a lot of accusations and just throwing away crazy stuff.
Well, what I got mad about with Ralph, you know, when you're in the units, we were out in Phoenix, Arizona. So if a guy had to come back up, like Richie, when he came back up, he had to stay at MCC for a short time to do trial, whatever he had to do. And he was in Ralph's company. And Richie was a capo in the Melino family. And Ralph just talked badly about me. Just talked bad because he grouped me in with the kids in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know, so that was it. I was one of them. He hated them. You see how he acted towards everybody, and he hated me too.
Yeah, the way he was with Joey Melino. When you would mention Joey's name, he was like that with you too. You say?
Yeah, he was doing the same thing. Yep.
Yeah. Did you guys ever catch cops or feds snooping around and make them look silly?
Well, we never made them look silly, but we used to watch them taking pictures of us. It was like they were there, no one cared. You know, the best thing to do when it's open surveillance is just not even pay attention to them.
What would you tell your people? Would you say ignore them?
I tell them ignore them. I tell them, do your job. They're doing their job. You know.
Any Whitey Bulger stories, Oliver's son?
Really don't even want to talk about him. I got to be honest with you. You know, I really don't. But I'll tell you, when I went to the Mob Museum and I did the show with Larry, they had a thing up for him. They had a little display with his sunglasses and bullshit in there. You know, and I don't even want to get into Whitey right now.
Yeah.
I get aggravated when I talk about him.
You should know this code, RIP. Sure thing. Any from SP. Certain family that other families didn't want to cross. Was there a certain family that other families didn't want to cross? How do you deal with families that aren't Italian?
Well,
Good
I mean,
question.
there were no families up here like that were organized like the Italians, but there was a lot of Irish crews up here that we worked with. Good people, you know. And I work with all of them. A lot. Thank you, Elijah.
Ask Bobby if he remembers Adio family from 9th and Washington in South Philly. I met Bobby with my cousin, Bobby Raisins, when I was a kid. He was a great guy. Gave me money for snacks as a kid.
Wow. Christopher, you remember all of this, Bo? I don't remember all that. I remember being down 9th Street. I remember we ate down there a few times. That's where Rocky ran, on 9th Street in the movie.
If you didn't know, I ran up the Rocky Steps with my boy Code of the Streets, man.
Did you really?
About a month ago.
All around there. I seen all that. Yeah.
About a month ago, man. I ran up the steps, ran to the top, like, yeah.
Yeah, I miss Philly. I really do.
It was good. Philly's good, but they're dealing with a lot of violence right now, a lot of gun violence. It's crazy. Bobby, did you know the
Gagliardi's
from Boston?
Yes, absolutely. A great family. Johnny Gagliardi was friends with my father. You know, I'm actually talk with the daughter all the time. I don't want to keep saying names, but they're just a nice family.
Shout out to Grambino. What's up, man? Bobby, who were the toughest in Boston, Italians or the Irish? Come on.
Well, I mean, that's that's a crazy question. Yeah, that really is. The Italians themselves up in Boston, they're tough guys. You know, they're killers, they're bank robbers. I mean, they're bad guys, these guys. But, you know, no one was organized like the Italians.
Yeah, Patrick definitely knew it was a mistake about 30 seconds into the Ralph Natalia interview. The question, she was definitely ripped up.
Oh, yeah, that was, I felt bad for Patrick. I really did.
Bobby, did you know Previty, the ex-cop who became close to you?
Did I know Previty was an ex-cop? Yeah, I knew it. And I didn't understand how he got made. I didn't like Ron. I never did. And right off the bat, I didn't like him. I got introduced to him, you know, as a May guy. So I had to respect that. He was with Joey. But every time Ralph tried to come around me, talk to me, I used to push him away. You know, I didn't like him. I felt something with him. You know, you get that feeling with a person. And I knew in my heart, this guy's a piece of shit. And he was.
I know a couple people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. What role did you play with recovering the stolen Gardner Museum? Was there a reward? They didn't recover anything, did they?
No, nothing got recovered. I played a minor role in that. I was told where they were buried. I didn't know the exact location. And when I was told about everything, I didn't push it because I didn't want to really be involved with it. You know, I wasn't able to move artwork like that. So I kind of minded my business. I was like that on the street.
Nah, the trolls didn't win with him, man. He's definitely not letting them win. What's up, Will? How you doing, bro? Thank you. Edward.
Hey, Edward.
We walked the mountain range this morning, high above Alberni Valley. You guys lost city. Love the cities for some reason. I love the wilderness shit. I love the wilderness. I love fishing, all that. Are you just a city guy, or do you like that type of stuff?
No, I'm a city guy.
Ron Previty was a snake oil rat.
That's just what he was, man. No good.
Sorry to ask a question, guy from the UK. Just needed confirmation. Pounding the pink field. They still clean it. Split off the floor and walls. The Italian interview. He needed one of those shields, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Patrick did a nice scrub down on that one. Oh.
Did you know Frank Castellano out of Providence? He was involved in construction in the 70s and 80s, or 60s and 70s.
No, I didn't know him.
Was there any names that aren't really well known that you could talk about that were maybe big that people don't know too much about?
What do you mean? The old timers?
Yeah, like back in the day that you remember from when you were young, coming up.
Oh, there was a ton of them. Ralphie Chong, Lamatina, Paulie Antizo, Sammy, I'm going to say Gravano. It wasn't Gravano. I get confused. Johnny Ciccardi, Richie Gambale. I mean, they're all big position guys, money guys.
Bobby, what was Sonny P like? Your dad's friend. I'm close with his son.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm sorry, guys. I'm wiping my nose. I still got that little runniness. I love Sonny. Pelosi was a great guy. Sonny was a great guy. He was like an uncle. I could tell you a ton of stories about Sonny. Bad guy too. He did what he had to do. He was no slouch whatsoever. And sad that happened to him.
Yeah, he was with your father when he passed away, right?
Yeah, he was with my father. Yep.
Do you mind talking about that situation?
Well, I don't want to drag the show down with it.
No, I know. I'm not saying
like it was really a neighborhood beef between my father and Cleo, Damien's father, and it just got out of hand.
How old were you when that happened?
I was in my 30s. But at that time, I wasn't, my father had his own crew, doing his own thing. I was doing my own thing. I was running all these neighborhoods. I had all these people with me,
Yeah.
And, but my father was working with me. He was selling my drugs and a few other things he was doing with me. But, we were separate, my father and I.
Yeah. So when that happened, were you like, ready to go on a rampage? Like, what were your thoughts?
No,
like,
not at all. Not at all. It was something that happened. My family were all street guys. I was sick when my cousin Ricky and my cousin Anthony got shot and killed. Ricky survived, thank God. I didn't want anything to happen to my family. My father and Roman, my brother, were a different circumstance, but, they shot my cousins. They shot Sonny Pelosi. That pissed me off, but there was no repercussion. There was an unplanned. It's just something that happened, and, we let it go. I let it go.
Bobby, you should have grabbed the artwork and you use your Philly connections to the art museum.
Listen, if I thought of that at the time, that's why it was brought to me, because of my friends in New York and Philadelphia. If I thought at the time I could have did something with it or move with it or get out of jail card free with it, I would have did that. I didn't realize the value.
Did you know Frank Lino?
Very well, yeah. Yeah,
You want to talk about him?
Well, I got to tell you about him. He was a cop in the Melino family. And Frankie told me the story. I'll share this about, with the Donnie Brasco movie when they killed the captives in the cellar.
Yeah.
We know that really happened. Well, Frankie actually brought the 3 captives to the meeting. So they were down on like a stoop. It wasn't a full cellar. So they went down into the stoop. Shots started firing. There was a window that was open. Frankie opened the window. He jumped out, rolled out on the sidewalk, and started running down the street. Joe Messina comes out of the cellar yelling, "Where you going? Where you going?" And Frankie was just running because he thought he was getting clipped too, but
I've heard that.
So anyway, they called Frankie and they said, "Frankie, did you tell anybody what happened?" He said, "No." Now you gotta remember, the Linos are in a few different families. They were a big family.
Yeah,
and they
the Columbos, Bananas, Columbos.
They split them up. There was a big family. They're all in the mob. And right after that, they made Frankie a captain. After that hit, there's my brother. I hope he's still alive. I don't know where he is, but Frankie was a Christian too. I used to do Bible study with Frank.
So when did he cooperate or?
Oh yeah, he was with me. He was with me in MCC, and then they moved me around, and he ended up in. Before he went home, he ended up in Phoenix, Arizona with me.
So he probably in the witness protection program, right? Unless
maybe
83 years old. He's 83 years old. He was born in 1938. He's with the Bonanno family, later became an informant.
Yep.
1999. He began serving a 57-month prison sentence. 2003, Lino was arrested along with Messino, the underboss, Salvatore Vitali. A RICO indictment. A few days after the arrest, Vitali turned informer and learned that Messino had put a contract on him. What's good, man? Code of the Streets. Shout out to Code. He's from Philly.
Oh, all right, brother.
Yeah, he's a great dude, man.
I'm sorry I'm wiping my nose, people.
It's all good. But yeah, man, we got a lot of good things for the future. And if you guys want to check out Bobby's channel, go to the description of this video. And if you guys got any more questions, just put them on the chat.
Yeah, it's still early. We could go for a little while. How long do you usually do this show for, Staxx?
45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, we go 2 hours Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'm changing it up, man. I'm going to start doing shows on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and do little things in between. But I know you guys got Wednesday. I don't want to interfere with people that I deal with, I want to try to work around things.
If I see anybody else live up on Wednesday nights, I'm going to go after them.
You hear that? None of you people on YouTube are allowed to go live Wednesday night. You got to be at Bobby
I'm not talking
Luisi's
about
show.
the Crows. I don't care what they do with those other shows. I can give a shit less. My people don't watch that nonsense.
Yeah. Where's some places Bobby and Joey Melino ate at?
We ate at all the joints. That was part of our thing. We went to the Palm a few times down there. The other Italian restaurants, I can't remember the names, so I can't even begin to tell you what the names were. Thank you, Anthony.
How difficult was your relationship with Joey Melino? Do you have any regrets?
No, there was no difficulty with our relationship. I really respected Joey. I respected what he did. We're about the same age. I think I'm a year older than him. I'm not sure. And no, I just seen what they were doing down there. I respected Joey. He respected me, and we had a great relationship.
So now, if you seen Joey today, would you guys be cordial? Like, how do
Me,
you
I
think
could
that
care.
would
You
go?
know, if I seen him, I would say hi to him. If he didn't want to say hi to me, that's fine. You know, that's on him, not me. I still respect him. The man took me in his family. He made me. He made me a boss. How do I disrespect that?
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people disrespect that by testifying against him, and usually that's
Well, I never
usually what
testified
happens.
against Joey. I never testified against
I
the
know
Philly
that.
guy. They can't say that about me.
Are there states around America besides the tri-state area that you guys would check in with the local mafia? Like if you would
No.
go to different states, would you have to
I
like
never
check
checked
in with
in.
certain people?
I've been in New York 100 times, even made. I never checked in with anybody. So,
And guess what? I go to New York all the time. I don't check in with nobody.
yeah.
Ever.
Well, you're in a little different circumstance than I am, but
Yeah.
you know, if I had, you know, I had a friend down there, Giggsy, who was with the Gambinos. I used to talk with him all the time. That was a pretty girl. Who's that?
No, it's a dude. They're all
Oh,
dudes.
jeez. All right. Never
And
mind.
there's Paris, man. They're all guys.
All right.
Don't fall for the pictures, man.
Yeah.
So one question I got for you, man, and this is a pretty funny one. I want to know what the look on your girl's face was when you told her, this is not my real name. I'm in the witness protection program, and I've been lying to you this whole time. Like, I want to know how that went, because
well, I got to tell you, we're talking about the girl I married in Tennessee. Is that what you're talking about, Julie? Well, she comes to my apartment. You know, I got OCD. You know, so everything was perfect. No pictures on the walls, except the ones I bought at the store. Yeah. And you know, you go in them stores, you buy them big pictures, you throw them up on the wall. That was it. She looked around. She said, "This is like a hotel room." I said, "There's something wrong with you." What do you mean? Why are you here? She said, "You know, because I met her through church, and we were at a place together having drinks, and she came over that night, and she knew right away. You know, my accent, the hair, everything. You know, it was a dead giveaway. I'm a girl," she said.
That's not her picture, though. You might be a girl, but you're not that girl.
You, honey, go to my show. Go to
and if that's you,
send me a message.
Hey, if that is you, more power to you. But I could probably put 98% that's not you in that picture.
Yeah. Go to the streets. I knew Wags. I knew Little Wags, and I knew Big Wags. Wags had a club down. Was it Pashunk? It's around there somewhere. And she said, yes, it is her picture.
If it is you, I apologize.
Just come right over to my show, honey. We'll talk. Never mind Staxx.
Hey, listen, you understand my my concern, right?
They do it to me all the time, Staxx. They do it to me on Facebook, on Instagram. It's not them, you know.
Sentimental.
So anyway, to answer his questions, yeah, I was friends with Big Wags and Little Wags. Yep.
Do you have any sentimental items from when you were made still to this day?
No, I don't keep anything. There's the type of person I've been my whole life. You know, a lot. You know they call
like a ring or something, a ring or nothing.
When they call me, even my suits, everything's gone. When they call me, when I talked to them at the Mall Museum, they wanted me to send something down, you know, from those days, and I didn't have anything, and nothing to send them. You know,
I know what it's like to start over, man. I've done it quite a bit.
I'm always starting over. That's my life. That's how I am.
But this starting over, it's just different. This time is just different because I'm really building a solid foundation, and I have good people around me. I have incredible opportunities ahead of me from doing all this stuff on YouTube. And I'm blessed, man. I couldn't be happier. And I just want to help people and keep it real with you guys. And that's the plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I appreciate it. Too cheeky. Look at Bobby lighting up. Hey, listen, that's you. Then, hey, I appreciate your beauty.
All right. What's she saying?
She said
All
I'm
right,
real.
she's real.
Paris,
She's real.
it's my real name. Check my Facebook.
I'm on Facebook,
Bobby,
Bobby Luisi, Luisi.
But
But I haven't met
Yeah,
Peter
go-
Garden. No, there was a meeting. Giggsy went to Peter Gotti for me and spoke with Peter. I never met Peter. Peter sent me a message back to, because of commission's rules, there was a sitting family in Boston when I wanted to join up. And he sent the message back to me that he couldn't help me doing what I wanted to do.
and that's why
God is a
you went the
boss.
way you did, right?
Yeah, with God, all things are possible. Yes, he is the boss. That's where my fate lies, in him now.
I could go to a party tonight, but I'd rather sit here with my dogs.
I like
I
that.
appreciate
Oh,
that,
Big
man.
Boy Blue. What's up, brother? What's up, Bo?
Bullwinkle twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, well, I see a pretty girl. That's what happens with me.
Hey, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a guy.
Is there anything that haunts you in your dreams from when you were in that life and all the time, from time to time?
Nope. Not at all. All the bad things I did are all behind me. Nothing haunts me.
You sleep like a baby, right?
Hmm?
Yo, Merta. I never cooperated and I don't agree with it. My brother down 27 years, but I respect everyone the same. And I pray for anyone. And no man should never worry about another man does. Only God can judge.
Well spoken.
That's right.
Well spoken, my friend.
How you doing, Stormy? All things are possible. You
They
got
are.
that right. I'm living proof of that.
Well, you've come a long way since I met you, my brother. So,
Yeah, I'm trying.
you just got to keep it up and keep it straight, and that's it.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? And you were a big part of this whole process, Bobby, man. You inviting me up to Boston, me coming out there and hanging out with you guys, It just it drove me. It drives me to keep doing better and better,
Yeah, well, I'm the same way with different things. I enjoy your company, you're good people. What is that?
Come to LA, Bobby. Couple of drinks, couple of broads.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, where's my ticket? I want to go. Staxx, have a great show. God bless everyone. Man, stay safe.
God bless you too,
Definitely,
my friend.
man. I got to use the bathroom, Bobby. But I appreciate you, man.
Oh, that means we're ending the show? Is that what it means?
Yeah, we're just about out of time, but we're not out of hope.
All right. Well, listen, everybody wants to check out my show that hasn't been there already. It's the Bobby Luisi Show on YouTube. And I sell products like my cups and T-shirts and different things. You go up to BobbyLuisi.com. On BobbyLuisi.com, I also have a contact page if you want to get in touch with me, especially if you got blue eyes and blonde hair. Not even a problem. And God bless everybody. And thank you. And yeah,
check out his book.
Check out my book. And hopefully by the summer, my life story's coming out. So we're working on that right now. When it comes, I'll let everybody know.
And put in the code Staxx sent me, and I'll get 25% off each sale of each book.
I like that. My brother, thank you for having me on.
I got to try, right?
All right.
Thanks, Bobby, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. I appreciate you. Till next time, people.